The Dog and the Scarecrow. The sun hung low in the sky, casting a warm golden glow over the quiet countryside. Birds chirped softly in the distance, and the air was thick with the scent of fresh grass and earth. But something stirred in the stillness, an unexpected sound. A sharp bark rang out, cutting through the calm like a crack of thunder. At the edge of a field stood a dog, tail straight, ears perked, eyes wide with fierce determination. His name was Max, and though he was small, his heart was bigger than the whole wide world. He stood before a scarecrow, a ragged figure of straw and old clothes, perched atop a wooden post. The scarecrow was nothing more than an empty shell, no eyes, no voice, yet to Max it was an enemy, a foe to challenge. With a growl in his throat and his body taut with energy, Max charged forward, barking loudly. "Get away! Get away from my field!" he yelled at the lifeless figure. His barks echoed through the open space, bouncing off the quiet farmhouses in the distance. The scarecrow stood motionless, as if to say nothing, to do nothing. Max leaped around it, circling, barking, challenging the silent guardian of the field. He was a hero in his mind, a brave warrior protecting his territory. His voice rang out again, stronger, more defiant. But the scarecrow, silent, unfeeling, remained unmoved. With every bark, Max grew bolder, more convinced that he had defeated the scarecrow. It was just a pile of straw after all. Nothing to fear, nothing to stop him. His tail wagged with pride, and his chest swelled with the confidence only a brave dog could possess. But then the wind shifted. A rustling sound from behind the nearby trees caught Max's attention. His ears flicked, his nose twitched. For the first time, uncertainty crossed his mind. A shadow loomed in the distance, a dark figure far larger than the scarecrow. It moved swiftly, its steps heavy and fast. Max's heart began to race. The hair on his back stood on end as the figure grew closer. It wasn't just the wind or a field of harmless hay. This was a real threat. His bravado from moments before evaporated, and a deep fear gnawed at him. The shadow was no scarecrow, no empty figure. It was alive, and it was coming for him. Max's ears flattened. His paws trembled as he stood frozen. He took a hesitant step backward, then another. The dark figure loomed closer, and in a heartbeat, Max made a decision. He turned and ran, his legs moving faster than they ever had before, his small body darting through the field, past the scarecrow, away from the approaching danger. His heart pounded in his chest as he ran, not looking back. The once brave, loud dog who had charged at the lifeless straw figure now fled from a real threat, with nothing but his fear to drive him forward. The shadows receded, the threat passed, but Max didn't stop running. He didn't stop until he reached the safety of the farmhouse, his chest heaving, his legs trembling from the adrenaline. He collapsed onto the cool grass, breathing heavily, his heart still racing. Max had barked bravely at the scarecrow. He had stood tall, fearless against an empty threat. But when the real danger arrived, he had run, not out of cowardice, but out of instinct. A dog knows when to fight and when to flee. And so, as he lay in the comfort of his familiar surroundings, Max realized something important. Not every battle is one that can be won with barks and bravado. Sometimes, the wisest thing to do is to recognize the true threat and know when to run, when it's time to be smart, not just brave. As the sun finally dipped below the horizon, Max let out a soft sigh, closing his eyes. The scarecrow might have been defeated, but the real victory was in knowing that he had the wisdom to survive. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow.